My parents missed my college graduation to attend my brother's big lunch. So I taught them a lesson they'll never forget. I'm Allison Bradford. I'm 22 years old, about to graduate from Duke University, and I need to tell you about the moment that changed everything. But before I dive into this mess, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear about family dysfunction at its finest and how I'm finally breaking free. So here's the truth. Nobody wants to admit it, but I've been the invisible child my entire life. My older brother Jeffrey, he's the superstar, the one who can do no wrong. Me, I'm just there. Background noise in the Jeffrey Show, starring Jeffrey Bradford, directed by Mom and Dad. Growing up, it was always Jeffrey this and Jeffrey that. I remember when I won the regional debate championship my junior year of high school. I was on cloud 9, practically floating home to share the news. But when I burst through the door, Mom and Dad were too busy organizing a celebration dinner for Jeffrey's basketball team making it to the state quarterfinals. "Oh, that's wonderful, sweetie," Mom said, barely glancing up from her tablet where she was researching catering options. "Jeffrey, honey, do you think your teammates would prefer Italian or steakhouse?" I just stood there in the doorway holding my trophy, feeling like I was watching my life through a window. Story of my existence, really. Dad's no better. He's always been obsessed with Jeffrey's athletic achievements while completely glossing over my academic ones. When I got my acceptance letter from Duke, one of the top 15 universities in the country, he literally just nodded and said, "Good for you. Your brother's considering University of Texas. You know their basketball program is nationally ranked, right?" I wanted to scream. Still do sometimes. Don't misunderstand me. I love Jeffrey. He's actually a decent guy, and none of this is really his fault. Our parents created this dynamic, not him. But that doesn't make it hurt any less when you realize you'll never measure up to your sibling in your parents' eyes, no matter what you accomplish. Now I'm days away from graduation, and I'm determined to make this moment count. Maybe, just maybe, if they see me walk across that stage in my cap and gown, they'll finally understand that I'm worth noticing too. That I've achieved something incredible. That I matter. My best friend and roommate, Stephanie, has been my lifeline through all of this. She's helping me prepare for the ceremony, and she actually gets why this is such a big deal to me. "Allison, you're going to blow their minds," Stephanie says, helping me steam my graduation dress. "They'd have to be complete idiots not to burst with pride watching you graduate." "Thanks, Steph," I reply, managing a weak smile. "I really hope you're right." Just 2 days ago, I got incredible news. This Silicon Valley startup I've been following offered me a last-minute interview for their summer analyst program. It's a long shot, but if I landed, it could launch my entire career. It could finally prove I'm worth something. The only problem: the interview is scheduled for the day after graduation. Talk about pressure. This tech company sounds amazing. Stephanie practically squeals when I tell her about the opportunity. "When's the interview?" she asks. "Day after graduation," I answer, nervously adjusting my cap for the 100th time. Perfect timing, right? No pressure or anything. Stephanie grabs both my shoulders, forcing me to look directly into her eyes. "Allison Bradford, listen to me very carefully. You're going to absolutely crush that interview, just like you've crushed everything else at Duke. Your parents are going to be so proud tomorrow that they won't know what hit them." I want to believe her. God, I really do. But there's this persistent voice in the back of my mind, the one that sounds suspiciously like my mother whispering, "Don't get your hopes up, Allison. You know how these things usually turn out." But you know what? I'm done listening to that voice. I'm done shrinking myself. Tomorrow I'm walking across that stage, collecting my diploma and showing everyone, especially Mom and Dad, that Allison Bradford is someone worth paying attention to. So, stick around if you want to see how this disaster unfolds. Trust me, with my family, it's guaranteed to be dramatic. Graduation morning arrives, and I wake up with my stomach doing gymnastics. This is it, the moment I've been building toward for 4 years. I'm finally going to show my parents what I'm capable of. Rise and shine, graduate, Stephanie sings, bursting into my room with coffee. Let's make you look absolutely stunning. As I'm getting ready, carefully applying makeup and styling my hair, I keep checking my phone. No texts from Mom, no calls from Dad, nothing. I try calling them, but both go straight to voicemail. That's weird, I mutter, staring at my phone. They're probably just getting ready themselves, Stephanie offers, but I can hear the uncertainty in her voice. You know how bad your dad is with charging his phone. My boyfriend Nathan arrives just as we're finishing, looking handsome in his navy suit. Ready to absolutely own that stage, Allison? He grins, kissing my cheek. We arrive at the Cameron Indoor Stadium where the ceremony is being held. The place is absolutely packed with families. Everyone's dressed up, cameras ready. I scan the crowd methodically, searching for my parents' faces among the sea of people. Nothing. My stomach starts twisting into knots. Allison Marie Bradford. The dean calls my name. This is it, my moment. I walk across that stage, my heart hammering so hard I can feel it in my throat. I accept my diploma, forcing myself to smile for the official photographer while my eyes desperately scan the audience one final time. Still no sign of them. After the ceremony ends, I'm drowning in conflicting emotions. Part of me is incredibly proud of what I've accomplished. Graduating magna cum laude from Duke is no small feat. But there's this crushing disappointment threatening to swallow everything whole. I'm sure they just got stuck in traffic. Stephanie tries to reassure me, but her expression tells me she doesn't believe it either. Then my phone finally rings. It's Mom. My hand shakes as I answer. Mom? I say quietly. Allison, sweetheart, I'm so sorry we couldn't make it, Mom says. I can hear traffic noise in the background. Your brother had this absolutely critical lunch meeting with potential investors for his sports marketing venture. And we just couldn't miss it. You understand, don't you? The world tilts sideways. You missed my graduation, I say slowly, trying to process the words. For Jeffrey's business lunch? It wasn't just any lunch, honey, Mom continues, completely oblivious to the devastation in my voice. These investors are considering putting in $500,000. This could make or break your brother's entire future. You understand how important that is, right? I don't understand. I don't understand at all. The tears I've been desperately holding back start streaming down my face. How could you? I choke out, my voice cracking. This was supposed to be my day, my one day. Now, Allison, don't be so dramatic. Mom sighs in that tone she always uses when she thinks I'm being unreasonable. We'll make it up to you, I promise. We'll take you to dinner next weekend or something. Oh, hold on, your brother needs something. Love you, sweetie. The line goes dead. I stand there, phone in my trembling hand. Tears running down my face, ruining my carefully applied makeup. All around me, families are taking photos, celebrating, laughing, and here I am, completely alone. Stephanie immediately wraps her arms around me. Oh, Allison, I'm so sorry. Nathan looks like he wants to break something. They had absolutely no right to do that to you, none whatsoever. I can't stop crying. Every memory comes flooding back. Every time they missed my piano recital for Jeffrey's games, every academic award they barely acknowledged while throwing parties for Jeffrey's athletic trophies. Every single moment I felt invisible in my own family. And this is how it ends. They couldn't even bother to show up for my college graduation. I actually thought they'd come. I whisper through my tears. I really believed this time would be different. It's their loss, Nathan says fiercely, pulling me close. You're extraordinary, Allison. If they can't see that, they're blind. Stephanie nods emphatically. He's absolutely right. You've accomplished something incredible. Don't let them steal that from you. I want to believe them. I desperately want to believe that I'm okay, that this doesn't matter, that I can just brush it off and move on. But right now, all I can feel is this crushing weight of disappointment pressing down on my chest, making it hard to breathe. How do you move forward when the people who are supposed to love you most, who are supposed to support you unconditionally, let you down this completely? How do you reconcile the fact that you'll never be enough for them no matter what you achieve? As I stand there surrounded by Stephanie and Nathan, my real support system, something crystallizes in my mind. This isn't just a setback. This is a turning point, and I'm done begging for crumbs of attention from people who will never value me. The days after graduation blur together into one long gray nightmare. I barely leave my apartment, ignoring the constant stream of calls and messages. What's the point anymore, y'all? I couldn't even make my parents proud enough to show up for the biggest day of my life. Allison, you need to eat something, Stephanie pleads, setting a plate of food beside my bed that I know I won't touch. Not hungry, I mumble, pulling my blanket over my head. Nathan tries next. Come on, Allison, you have that huge interview tomorrow with Tech Venture Labs. You can't miss this opportunity. The interview, right? I'd completely forgotten about it. What's the point? I say flatly. I'll probably just mess it up anyway. I mess everything up. That's it. Nathan's voice turns firm. Allison Bradford, you need to listen to me right now. You're brilliant. You're hardworking. You graduated magna cum laude from one of the best universities in the country. You deserve every bit of success coming your way. Don't let your parents' terrible behavior make you doubt yourself. Stephanie sits on my bed. He's right, Allison. This interview could change your entire life. This could be your ticket to an incredible career. Don't let them take this from you, too. Their words slowly penetrate the fog that's been clouding my brain for days. Maybe they have a point. Maybe it's time to stop wallowing and start focusing on building my own life. The next morning, I force myself to shower, put on my best professional outfit, and head to the Tech Venture Labs office in downtown Raleigh. To my own surprise, I absolutely nail the interview. The questions about data analysis and market projections, I answer them all confidently, drawing on everything I learned at Duke. 2 weeks later, I get the call. I got the position. I throw myself into the internship with everything I have. Late nights, early mornings, I'm always the first person in the office and the last to leave. I'm determined to prove my worth, even if it's just to myself. Allison, these market projections are seriously impressive, my supervisor Jennifer says during a team meeting. Keep producing work like this and you'll go far in this industry. For the first time in weeks, I feel a genuine spark of pride. My phone buzzes, another message from Mom. Allison, honey, please call us back. We feel terrible about missing your graduation. Let us make it up to you. We love you so much. I delete it without responding. I'm not ready to forgive them. I'm not sure I'll ever be ready. Months pass. I'm excelling at work, earning praise from Jennifer and the senior analysts. But something still feels hollow inside, like there's a piece of me that can't quite heal. Have you thought about talking to someone? Stephanie suggests gently one evening. Like a therapist, it might help you process everything. I'm resistant at first. Therapy feels like admitting defeat somehow. But eventually I agree to try it. Sitting in that therapist's office, finally saying out loud all the pain I've been carrying for years is harder than anything I've ever done. But slowly, session by session, it starts to help. Your worth isn't determined by your parents' actions, Dr. Patterson tells me during one session. You're building your own path now, Allison. You're defining your own success. Those words stick with me. At Tech Venture Labs, I'm absolutely thriving. I've made friends with several colleagues, people who actually appreciate me for who I am, not who they want me to be. Girl, you are absolutely on fire lately. My coworker Vanessa laughs after I successfully close a deal with a major client. Drinks tonight to celebrate. For the first time in months, I say yes. It feels good to let loose, to be around people who actually see me and value my contributions. One afternoon, I accidentally overhear a conversation in the break room about Jeffrey. Apparently, his sports marketing venture isn't going well at all. Investor deals fell through, clients backed out, and he's hemorrhaging money. I feel a momentary flash of satisfaction, immediately followed by guilt for feeling that way. But my own career, it's skyrocketing. Jennifer called me into her office one day and my heart starts racing. Allison, your work over the past 6 months has been exceptional. We'd like to offer you a promotion, junior analyst, with a substantial salary increase. I'm speechless. This is what real recognition feels like. This is what I've been working toward my entire life. Thank you, I managed to say, my voice thick with emotion. Thank you so much. As I leave Jennifer's office, floating on cloud 9, my phone buzzes. It's Dad this time. Allison, please, we miss you so much. Can't we just talk? Can't we work this out? I stare at the message for a long moment, then put my phone away. I'm not that desperate little girl anymore, constantly begging for scraps of attention and approval. I'm Allison Bradford, junior analyst at Tech Venture Labs, and I'm just getting started. That night, celebrating my promotion with Nathan, Stephanie, and several work friends at a nice restaurant in Durham, I realized something profound. I'm genuinely happy. Not because I finally earned my parents' approval. I didn't. But because of what I've achieved completely on my own terms. To Allison, Nathan raises his glass, the brightest star in any room. Everyone cheers, and I feel warmth spreading through my chest. This is what it feels like to be seen, to be valued for who you actually are. And you know what? It feels absolutely amazing. My phone buzzes again. Another message from Mom. Allison, please, Jeffrey's business is failing. He's in serious trouble. We're all in trouble. We need your help. Please call us back. I read it, then set my phone face down on the table. Everything okay? Stephanie asks, concerned. Everything's perfect, I say, and I mean it. For the first time in my life, I'm not defined by my parents' expectations or my brother's shadow. I'm just me, Allison Bradford, and that's more than enough. The question is, what happens when they won't stop calling? When the pressure to be family becomes too much to ignore? That answer is coming sooner than I think. 2 years fly by in a blur of success and personal growth. I'm now a senior analyst at Tech Venture Labs, leading my own team on major projects. Life has become everything I dreamed it could be. Today is particularly significant. We're in final negotiations for a merger with Global Tech Solutions, a deal worth millions, and I'm right in the center of it all. Allison, we need your financial projections for the board presentation. Jennifer calls across the office. I'm buried in spreadsheets and market analyses when my phone rings. Jeffrey's name flashes on the screen. We haven't spoken in almost 2 years. Allison, I need your help. Jeffrey's voice sounds desperate, strained. The business, it's completely falling apart. Investors pulled out. We're facing lawsuits and there's talk of fraud investigations. I'm drowning here. I listen as he rambles about mounting debts, failed partnerships, and potential bankruptcy. Part of me, a small part, wants to help. He's still my brother after all. But a much stronger part remembers all those years of being overlooked, dismissed, invisible. I'm sorry, Jeffrey, but I can't help you, I say, keeping my voice steady. Mom and Dad asked me to call. They wanted me to ask you for money. They said you're doing really well now, and maybe you could. Of course they did, I interrupt, feeling anger rising in my chest. Always looking out for their golden boy. Tell them I said no. Goodbye, Jeffrey. I hang up before he can respond. Weeks pass, and the merger is progressing beautifully. I'm working late one evening when Jennifer pops into my office, grinning. Allison, fantastic work on today's presentation. The board was incredibly impressed. You're going to be crucial to this merger's success. I practically glow with pride. This is what genuine recognition feels like, and it's intoxicating. The next morning, grabbing coffee before work, I spot a familiar face on the cover of Business Innovators magazine at the newsstand. My face. Rising stars in tech. Allison Bradford's remarkable journey from Duke to Tech Venture's youngest senior analyst. I buy 3 copies, unable to stop smiling. Take that, Mom and Dad. Speaking of them, my phone has been exploding with calls and messages. Jeffrey's business troubles have gotten significantly worse. Bankruptcy proceedings, fraud allegations, it's all over the Charlotte news outlets. I ignore every single call until I physically can't anymore. Finally, I answer. Allison, please, your brother desperately needs you. We need you. Mom's voice sounds small, almost broken. Now you need me? I laugh bitterly. Where were you when I needed you? When I graduated? When I got this job? When I achieved everything you said I couldn't? We've apologized repeatedly for missing your graduation. Dad chimes in, his tone defensive. Can't you just let it go and help your family? It wasn't just the graduation, Dad, I say, my voice shaking with barely contained fury. It was my entire childhood, my entire life. Every single moment you chose Jeffrey over me. Don't be so dramatic, Allison, Mom sighs. We've always loved you equally. You have a really interesting way of showing love, I snap. You're being selfish, Dad says, his voice hard. Jeffrey made some mistakes, but he's still your brother. Family helps each other out. Something inside me snaps. Family shows up, I say, my voice deadly calm. Family cares. Family actually notices when you accomplish something. You did none of those things, not once, not ever. There's a long, painful silence on the other end of the line. Then Mom speaks, her voice barely a whisper. Can't we start over? Please, Allison, we'll do better. We promise we'll do better. I take a deep breath, feeling years of pain and disappointment, crystallizing into something clear and final. No, I say firmly. We can't start over. I'm done being the afterthought. I'm done being the backup plan when Jeffrey disappoints you. I'm done being invisible. I'm done with all of it. I pause, letting those words sink in. And I'm done with you. Allison, please don't do this, Mom starts. Goodbye, Mom. Goodbye, Dad. Don't contact me again. I hang up. My hands are shaking, but underneath the trembling, I feel something else entirely. Freedom. For the first time in my entire life, I feel genuinely, completely free. The merger with Global Tech Solutions goes through successfully. 6 months later, I'm promoted to project director, making more money than I ever imagined possible. Nathan proposes on a beach in California during a work trip, and I say yes immediately. Stephanie stands up at our small engagement party and raises her glass. To Allison Bradford, the strongest person I know, someone who built an incredible life entirely on her own terms. Everyone cheers and I feel tears pricking at my eyes, but these are happy tears. I think about sending my parents a wedding invitation. I drafted a dozen times, my finger hovering over the send button, but I never press it. Some relationships are toxic beyond repair. Some wounds run too deep to heal, and that's okay. I've learned that choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. My therapist was right. My worth was never determined by my parents' actions or approval. I built my own path. I defined my own success, and I did it all without them. Standing at my wedding 2 years later, looking out at the people who truly love and support me. Stephanie as my maid of honor. Nathan waiting for me at the altar, colleagues who became genuine friends. I realize I don't feel sad about my parents' absence. I feel relief. I'm Allison Bradford, project director at Tech Venture Labs, soon to be wife to an amazing man surrounded by people who actually see me, value me, and celebrate my successes. And I don't need anyone's approval but my own. So, what do you think? Was I justified in cutting ties with my family completely, or did I take things too far? Should forgiveness have limits, or should family always get another chance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about breaking free from toxic relationships and building the life you actually deserve. Sometimes the family you choose is more important than the family you're born into. And that's perfectly okay.